Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome to Unity of You Kaipa. My name is Deanna Joseph, and today I want to talk about navigating negativity like a ninja. And I say ninja, right? Because we want to navigate negativity with grace, ease, and power. Now, we do have a lot going on. There's a lot of negativity in our lives, and seems like everywhere we look, there's some kind of negativity, but we really always have some kind of negativity happening. I mean, if it's not an election, it's traffic, or it's the economy, or it's people around us who don't eat, vote, pray, or parent like we do. So having the tools to navigate negativity, well, they will always serve us. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of those tools, but first I want to address the big question. Why do we tend to focus on the negative stuff? Well, we focus on the negative stuff because we have something hardwired into our nervous system called a negativity bias. And the negativity bias means that there can be 20 perfectly lovely good things that are going very well around us, but there could be one negative thing that is an obstacle or a challenge for us, and we will focus on that. Okay, so for example, back when we were only doing a live stream, we weren't meeting in person, we would live stream on social media, and after the live stream, I would go back and I would want to respond to all the comments because I love interacting with people. And so I would respond to the comments. And we had this one live stream and there were probably 20 likes on it. But then I was looking and there was one angry face. And I just thought, oh, okay, oh my God, right? There's somebody who doesn't like what I was talking about. Somebody doesn't like me. Oh my God, I'm such a failure. And never mind that there were so many really kind comments and there were 20 or so likes. I go and look, because you can do this when you manage a page, but I looked to see who was liking and I saw who did the angry face. And it was my own mother. And so I was just like, Mom, what's the deal? And she's like, oh, I didn't know I did that. And she just hit it by accident. But I assumed the worst. And this is what we do nowadays with our negativity bias. We tend to assume the worst. And when we assume the worst, we keep seeking these worst case scenarios. And when we keep seeking negativity, we will keep finding it. Now, our ancestors, this negativity bias saved their lives long enough that they were able to physically create a line of descendants, and we are the product of all of that. So we're the product of a negativity bias functioning in a positive way for our ancestors. Although back then I would say it was more of a danger sensing, device than a negativity bias, but they would walk out their cave door and they would be on high alert for danger, okay, for those animals that might eat them. But see, nowadays, how this negativity bias can act in our lives is, maybe you text a friend and you don't hear from them right away. So you automatically assume, well, they must be mad. What did I do? Oh my God, right? Or if you apply for a job and then you don't get it, maybe you automatically assume, oh, they didn't like me. I'm not smart enough. Okay, and this is from my own personal experience, but I entered a music contest several years in a row, and because I am very proud of my original songs, I am so proud, and yet they never even got any kind of honorable mention. And so I jumped to, oh my God, I'm really a horrible songwriter and nobody likes my music and I should just give up writing music. So we do have this negativity bias where we will have a tendency to focus on the negative, to focus on that one thing that didn't work out for us. But then there are actually negative things happening in our lives. There actually are challenges that are happening, and there are obstacles, and there are things that scare us and cause us to worry. There are these things And most of them, we have no control over. So, whatever is going on in our life, the big thing is learning that how we interpret and then respond to them, this is what makes all the difference in our ability to maintain inner peace. When we navigate negativity like a ninja, we maintain inner peace, which means that no matter the challenge or the obstacle, we show up as solution-oriented. We can scan our environment for solutions, for opportunities, right? But if we are in our negativity bias on top of having these obstacles, we're going to be reacting to life and fighting against life rather than responding to life. But when we can acknowledge that, yeah, there's this thing going on, and we can accept it. Yeah, this is going on. We gain awareness and we start learning, okay, can I change this thing that's happening? And if I can, I do. But if I can't change it, am I stuck? Well, if we're reacting to life, we might think that. But if we are responding to life, we'll understand, well, if I can't change it, it means I have to rise above it. That's my other option. And now we're learning that we have the power to change how we experience our lives. We have the power to change how we are experiencing whatever is happening right now. Right? This is the third unity principle. It is through my way of thinking and acting that I create my experiences. That's what we're doing every day. We create our experiences through our way of thinking and acting. Now, Eric Butterworth, who is a unity mystic, he said this: things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only things which really count are the things that happen in you. All right, so this is about changing our consciousness so we can respond to life. When we discover this is a pivotal moment, because now we know that we are the ones who determine how we show up for our life, no matter what life is presenting. We determine through our way of thinking and acting that we create our experiences. We get to decide how we show up for this day, the minute we wake up, the minute our feet hit the floor. So now I'm going to share a couple of tools. And I love all these tools, and I've used all these tools. The first one is having awareness. Awareness is everything. Awareness is a game changer because it leads us to shifting our consciousness and being able to change our focus. It gets us off of autopilot, right? So we start to notice things. We start to notice opportunities, right? We start to notice different solutions, or we get bright ideas, or we get inspired. Now, once upon a time, I did not have much awareness, and I showed up to life every day believing, oh, life happens to me, I have no power, life is unfair, nothing ever goes my way. When something good happens, and I just got lucky, I guess, but most of the time, good things don't happen to me. But then as I was studying the unity principles and going into, the teachings of my favorite metaphysicians or teachers like Carolyn Mace, just the teachers I loved, my awareness started expanding a little bit. And I started realizing, oh wait, life doesn't happen to me. Life happens through me, for me, as me. And then, so now my awareness is changing. I start to notice when I go into victim consciousness. And so what happened not too long ago, I was feeling very sorry for myself, but I noticed it right away. As soon as I thought the thought, life happens to me and things just aren't fair, it was followed up by the thought, Deanna, you just bought into this idea that life happens to you and you have no control and you have no power. And I was like, whoa, I did. And I had awareness right away, right? Life doesn't happen to me. Life happens through me, for me, as me. So we get awareness, and we get awareness by simply practicing noticing if we're in victim consciousness or not, right? That's a big thing right there. The next thing we do is then we can ask questions. And these questions, there are 4 questions, and they are from the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now, I always ask these questions out of order that they are in the book, because this is just how I like to do it. You do it however you want. But so for this little part here, I'm going to use the example of how I did enter a music contest several times, and I always, I've never won anything, okay? And so the first time I did it, second time I did it, third time I did it, I was feeling bad. And so I asked the first question here, okay? I was feeling bad, and I was thinking, oh, my music is not very good. My music is just not good enough. So the question is, am I making an assumption about this? Am I making an assumption here? Really? I'm assuming they don't like my music. Okay? And so I thought about this, and I was like, well, I guess I am assuming that. I don't really know. That I can't know that because I wouldn't even know who to talk to. Right? So maybe I was assuming this. The next question is, when I was feeling bad about like being ignored, that's how I really felt, is am I taking this personally? And especially, when I look at the contest and it seems like it's the same people win so many times, right? But am I taking this personally? And it's like, well, yeah, I guess I was taking it personally because so many people, they're the same people that just win year after year. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I am taking it personally. But then the next question, the third question, am I doing my best? Am I doing my best? So I can ask myself this. And I was like, you know what? Even if they don't like my music, that's okay. I am doing my best. And I am so proud of the songs that I entered into this contest. I mean, I am so proud. And when I perform them, like my heart just opens. Like sometimes I get actual tears in my eyes when I'm performing because the songs are so powerful. So I am very proud of them. I am very proud of them. Right? So this is an important question for us to ask when we're navigating negativity, right? Am I doing my best? And see, here's the thing, is we can't please everybody. And, when I went back and listened to the winning songs, I gained some understanding that my music is too rock and roll. That's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. But I was thinking, well, maybe I should change how I write. And I was like, no, we can't please everybody, right? So am I doing my best? If we can answer a solid yes to that, okay, that's all that matters. Now, this fourth question, am I being impeccable with my word? Right? Am I being impeccable with my word? Now, asking this question, it can seem kind of funny because, well, the obvious things with, for this is, well, am I being impeccable with my word? Have I been gossiping? Have I been lying? Do I make promises and then I don't keep them? Okay, those are the obvious ways that we're not impeccable with our word. But it's being impeccable with our word is about the inner conversation that we have in our mind. Now, if we're saying things like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to win anything, nobody likes my songs. Okay, maybe you won't say that, okay? But we're not, the reason we're not being impeccable is because, well, for one, saying I'm not good enough, this is not true. Okay? We are being honest and we are being true when we speak divine truth, right? I am created in the image and likeness of my Creator. I am born to be a creator. I trust and act in faith, right? This is when we are in alignment then with our divine nature. But if we're not impeccable with our word, I'm not good enough, nothing ever good happens to me, life is really hard, life's not fair, we are not in integrity with our true self, our divine self. So we want to make sure that especially when we're in situations that we are seeing as very negative, we want to speak our words of power, speak our words of divine truth. I am created in the image and likeness of my Creator. I am designed to be a creator. Life works through me, for me, as me. I am guided. There is a source within me that guides me and directs me. There is that within that knows what to do, how to do it, and it compels me to act on what it knows. All right, so those are our 4 questions. So, am I making an assumption? Am I taking this personally? Am I doing my best? Am I being impeccable with my word? And then this last tool to look at is focusing on what's going right. And this is where we seek only the wonders that are God, or seek only the wonders that are good, seek only the wonders that are love and kindness. In the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8, says, whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, loving, commendable, right? And I would add in, awesome, whatever brings me joy, okay? If there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. So it's not enough to just get up in the morning and say a couple of affirmations, because remember, we do have a negativity bias. We want to be practicing this all day long, like all day long. Take a moment and just think, okay, well, right this moment, what is something I could be grateful for? Okay, and just do it all the time. Do it every time you wash your hands. Do it every time you have to get in the car, right? What can I be grateful for right now? Oh, something I really appreciate right now, right? And this is it. Now, when we do this, this helps change our brain circuitry, and which means we're changing our thinking. Okay, when we focus more on what we appreciate and what is good and what is lovely and what is awesome. We are changing our brain circuitry so we can change our thinking. And you know what? There is one more tool. I almost forgot this, but this last tool is a simple tool. It's to just get up and move. Find a creative way to get your life force moving. When you feel like you are overwhelmed with the negative things going on in your life, get up and move. Tony Robbins, he's an amazing, motivator. He said the quickest way to change your state of mind is to change your physiology, meaning get your life force moving. Now, some people get up and they go walking or running. That's not really my style, but I might get up and go on my mini trampoline, or I might get up and clean something or pack something or rearrange something, go outside with my dog and throw the ball. All right. But I get my body moving. I get up off the couch. If you're driving and you can't get out of your car, of course, then maybe changing your vital force energy might be about changing what you're listening to or turning off what you're listening to, and just start saying out loud things you're grateful for or things that you appreciate. You could, as you're driving, you could look around for things you like. Oh, I like that palm tree. Oh, that was a really nicely painted building. Oh, I like that patio furniture. Okay, so all of these tools, they're super simple tools, but they change our brain. They change our chemistry so that we can change our thinking. And we already know all this stuff, right? We know how important it is to shift our awareness. And now, of course, ask the questions. Am I making an assumption? Am I taking this personally? Am I doing my best? Am I being impeccable with my word? Focusing on the things that are going right. Moving our life force. We know that these work, but I know for myself, sometimes I need reminding. And so here is our call to action for this week. I'll start with our affirmation, and it's one that you might already know. I create my experiences through my way of thinking and acting. I create my experiences through my way of thinking and acting. I create my experiences through my way of thinking and acting. There is a quote from, I really think it's from a Spider-Man movie. I could be wrong. But the quote is, with great power comes responsibility. As we are practicing gaining awareness and making choices so that we show up in our life in a way that brings more good into our lives. When we are determined to know who we really are and what it is that works through us, for us, as us, right? We become responsible for calling forth greater things. We're not just doing all of this for ourselves. You know, once upon a time, I was on autopilot and I suffered, always thinking that life was against me, but along came someone who was a light and they woke me up a little bit to new beginnings. And this just happened time after time after time. Another light would come into my life and I would have a little more awareness. And I have so much appreciation for all those lights and all those moments that now my hope is to be of service like all of those lights were to me in my history. And so this is what we're doing. We just keep adding light. We just keep adding light, however, wherever we can. Now, over the next few days, here's an invitation, okay? Over the next few days, there might be some things that come up. There might be, right? You might have a moment even when you feel like you're spiraling into the negativity of the situations that are going on or the conditions in your life. But this gives all of us the opportunity to ask, how do I want to show up for my life? How do I want to show up for my life? Do I want to show up and just add more poison? Or do I want to show up and through utilizing these tools, change my thinking to change my life so that I'm adding more light into my life? Right? As we're growing in our awareness, as we're asking questions and as we're focusing on the wonders that are God, as we're moving our vital life force, we are adding more light into our life. And you know what? This is how we are creating heaven on earth. So until next time, remember, you are divinely designed to be doing all of this. You are a one-time, one-of-a-kind cosmic event. In everything you do, you are blessed. And so it is.